I had to feel like a criminal for a long time. It started off with just weed. They made my cousin feel like he had to be a drug addict to the point where I have to watch him just stay skinny and look super skinny and so unhealthy. I asked him the same question. I asked him, have you ever seen? No, he freaked out one time and told me that he had been seeing shadows from not sleeping. And I started to see the same thing. But the thing is, I wasn't on drugs. And they made him believe that just because he was on drugs, that he was hallucinating. And every single time I bring it up, they just say, oh, you're probably just on drugs. When the only thing I do is smoke cigarettes. Every single time they make it seem like if you smoke weed or if you do this or you do that, they make people believe that that's the reason why they are seeing these things. And then the ones that do see it pretend it's not there. And it's fine because y'all may be able to pretend, but doesn't mean that it's not still happening. I had to go to jail because my grandmother and me were arguing because she kept on hearing us talking and assuming that we were talking shit about her. That's how they get us. They get us to argue. They get us to talk crap to each other. When I was just trying to have a good time with my cousin. I got a charge from them trying to say that I was trying to push my grandmother down the stairs when I remember that night every day. It replays. She was trying to call my mother and tell her that I was acting bad when all I was doing was grabbing her hand and telling her, please stop. Stop trying to call my mom. My mom is asleep. And then she flipped as soon as I told her, you know, Papa's watching everything that you're doing. He's seeing and hearing everything that you're doing. And she basically told me to get the fuck out of her house. So I did. And the next thing you know the cops were there within not even 5 minutes. And they could say all they want that I was super drunk. How would she remember? Because I remember. My memory is pretty good. And they try to make people feel like can't have good memory. But I like to replay things over and over in my head so that I remember. They tell us to stop overthinking. Well, that's how us as people remember these things. We have to overthink. So now I have all these charges, and these cops just look at you and say, well, who are they going to believe? You, the criminal that has a record? Or me, because I'm the police officer that wears the badge? And you know, it's sad. It really is sad because I went from hating cops to not trusting them whatsoever to actually trusting finally, just to still feel like I'm a stupid idiot for trusting these cops. I mean, when I say I hated cops, I hated cops. I never wanted to see a cop. I would always freak out and get scared every single time I would see a cop, to the point where I felt like I could actually see a cop and smile and wave. I actually trusted cops. When I went to jail, to county, I didn't want to be there. I cried every day. I wasn't even there long. And I will admit, I wasn't even there long. I was there for only like about 4 months. And I don't know. I tried my hardest to get bailed out just for my charge to be super high. And I understand because I wasn't all there whenever it happened. But what pisses me off the most is that I went from being so afraid of cops to trusting cops to not wanting to deal with cops again. And I know I'm not the only one that's been going through this. I know mine isn't probably not as bad as other people, but when you have been in the system for a very, very young age, because this started when I was in juvenile, just for me to feel like I had to stay in the system. And it sucks because I was a happy kid. Just for me to feel like I have to stay in this depression. And there's no medication for depression. I've tried every freaking medication, from citrulline, from Latuda. I've tried schizoaffective medication. Nothing ever worked. So, just wanted somebody out there that is, in case you're watching, you're not alone.